Okay. According to StreamYards, I'm live. Yeah, I feel alive. Not just live, but I feel alive. Anyways, hopefully you folks will get your notifications from YouTube here shortly. Not. But that's all right. No worries. Have no fear. I'll do that job instead. Shared to the Canadian Libertarian Facebook page. I'm live. What to expect in 2021? Yeah, that's a $64,000 question. Although with inflation, it's $64 million now, by the way. It's no more longer 64,000, it's 64 million. Soon to be 64 billion. That damn inflation. The hidden tax, the stealth tax, right? That's the crazy thing. It's so stealth and so hidden. Very few people, even though they see it, they can't explain it, right? Government can kind of be like that. What's that? The Blaine guy, that magician guy, right? Like government sometimes they're so good at with their trickery and their treachery, they can fool you even better than Copperfield himself. They can trick you to the point. I mean, this is how good they are with the power of politics and persuasion. Is they can tell you, I'm going to steal from you, but no. When I'm taking that money from your wallet or getting someone else to do that on my behalf, no, that's you actually saying, here, go ahead and take it. Even though you haven't said, go ahead and take it. And here, even though you didn't hand your wallet over or even suggested as such, but well, you'll believe me when I tell you that, no, you're doing that voluntarily. Why? Because statism, the cult, right? It's a very powerful religion. And they use that, as you can see, quite readily to keep the people confused, confounded, and indoctrinated into the cult. And people, they keep falling for it, hook, line, and sinker. That's the part that I find most disturbing. It's like, and we're talking about adults here, folks, not kids, full-grown adults that can be tricked and manipulated that easy. How do you get to the point where you have a large, substantial portion of your population that is that gullible, that incapable of pushing back against this kind of stuff? Many years, many generations of continued indoctrination, horizontally and vertically enforced, right? That's how it works, folks. And it's very powerful, very powerful, right? As we see. Anyway, so it's all shared out to minds, shared to the dumpster fire we call Twitter. That's the thing. I don't know. I've got a few folks over there, though, like Mario Greco and Anthony and some fine folks over there on Twitter, which is why I still keep my account active and put out this stuff on that platform as well. Because even though Twitter, the platform, is mostly a dumpster fire, there are still exceptions, outliers, right? That's the thing. I recognize there are some good peeps out there on all these platforms. It's just getting to the point where it really is the proverbial needle in the haystack, and it's getting harder and harder to find them. But they do exist. Right? Unlike the unicorn, they actually do exist. Okay, so let me throw up. Actually, I'll just close that up. Oh, by the way, folks, if you haven't already, the channel's staying pretty good there. But anyone, if you're new to to watching any of my videos or my streams, if you could help me in some regard, at the very least, not just to like this stream, right? Hit the thumbs up, but could you subscribe to the channel? And well, actually, no, don't. Let me just say this. Actually, people will probably be like, "What are you saying?" Actually, if you don't want to continue to watch my content, don't subscribe. Because yeah, the algorithm will just punish me relentlessly for having new subscribers. But if you not going to watch my content, it's like, well, what the hell's the anyways? But I guess if you actually want to watch the content, then subscribe. If not, then just enjoy this video, I guess, or this stream for now. But yeah, I gotta be a little more proactive in this stuff. It's got to write all kinds of disclaimers now. Algorithm, YouTube, all these social media platforms. It's a make work program for the content creators these days. See how many hurdles and obstacles we can get over or under or have to try to avoid. Anyways, let's see what's going on. Hey, what's going on, John Ziegelbauer? Happy New Year. Let me pull that up there. Might as well. John Ziegelbauer, Happy New Year, everyone. Hopefully 2021 is better. I'm hopeful. but to be honest with you, I'm not holding out a whole lot. Put it this way, if I was to make a wager, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to err on that side and say that 2021 is going to be great. Might. It's possible. Maybe way towards the end. I don't even know how we get there. Like I say, things are so crazy these days. Hey, what's going on, Stuart? Hey, let me just point out here right now while Stuart's here, actually. I'm just going to do a good little solid for Stuart here because it's what I like to do. I've done this for years, folks, and I'm going to continue to do it and help support and promote other fine, in particular, Canadian folks who have their own YouTube channels or who are content creators out there. And actually, what is anarchist? What the heck is it? I'd have to go back. What's the name of? Actually, just sorry about that, Stuart. I have it in my. I've got 749 subscriptions. So either I go look for it myself, but if you don't mind, just give me the name of your channel and I'll help promote it here. It is. How is everybody today? I'm doing great, Stuart, by the way. I'm doing great. And hopefully you're doing good as well. Actually, let me just try, see if I can't find it myself here real quick. Go to my subscriptions, show them, show all. Damn, that's a lot of subscriptions. That is a lot of subscriptions. Obviously, I can't watch all 750 the content creators on all 750 channels I'm subscribed to, but I do try my best to spend as much time as humanly possible supporting all kinds of content creators. Here, let me see though if I can find it. There's so many. Oh shoot, it's scrolling down way too quick. Oh wait, oh maybe it's just your name, is it? Oh, maybe it's just under your name. 130 subscribers. Why do I remember? There's something about. Oh, maybe it's just something that you said. Okay, so no, it is. It's actually it's just under your actual name. So let me share that real quick there. Cool, awesome. Okay, so I got it figured out. What's going on? Okay, let me share the screen here. There we go. So, like I say, some great Canadians out there who themselves, just like me, trying our best to reach out to our other Canadians, our fellow Canadians, and try to help educate and inform them in some way. And Stuart, like I say, has been doing a really good job of that. As you can see, now you're going to see which videos I've watched and how long I've. Anyways, so yeah, so Stuart Passmore, as you can see, it's a picture of. That's actually a pretty cool picture. It's a really cool picture there. But definitely check him out and subscribe to his channel. Actually, let me go to the front page of his channel here. That's where I should have been. Stayed on the home portion of it, I guess. But yeah, and like I say, definitely check out his channel and support this man. Because like I say, the ones that are out here, folks, that are doing their best, at least, to try to help educate and inform, they all, just like myself, we require your support. But just like I mentioned for myself and Stuart, I'll leave it up to him. But, at least pay attention to the content. I get it. We can't all watch every single video everyone uploads, but at least do as much as you can to be proactive and help support those who are out there, at least standing up and speaking out in defense of your freedoms and liberties. Because if you're unwilling to do so, at the very least, be appreciative of the fact there are those of us who do. But anyways, thanks, Stuart, for all that you do. And like I say, I'll try to help you out anyway. And if you ever want to come on, maybe do a little collaboration, reach out to me on any of the social media pages or platforms, and we'll set something up. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Yep, that's what I do. That's basically that's me in a nutshell. Hope for the best. And hey, Gato. Oh, I see Gato. Just one sec. Got Gato. Ann and Steve, what's going on, buddy? What's up? Happy New Year's, everyone. Happy New Year's to you too, Steve. Really nice to see you in the stream again. And Gato, holy shit, I haven't seen Gato in quite some time. How busy are you out there? And I know you're right into this whole this biology or whatever the heck it is. I know when you work at some facility anyways, from what I understand, and I'm sure you have a lot to say. So maybe I'll be watching for your comments here a little bit, see if there's anything new to learn. Anyways, what I did want to do today, but yeah, hi Gato, nice to see you. Like I say, what I did want, let me go to this one real quick. Let me go to this one real quick because this I found hilarious. Actually, no, let me bring it up on my Facebook page because the way I shared it here, just I put them side by side. That way I can screen capture it better. Here we go. Here we go. So check this, folks, out. And like I say, not saying that I'm for or against. I'm just pointing out hypocrisies and the fact that these people, right, that are in charge and controlling shit, right, that they fail miserably. And there's nothing about them. Like, this isn't scientific based. It's just a bunch of reactionaries, opportunist reactionaries. That's wait, 4 words describe the people that are in control of things these days: authoritarian, collectivist, opportunist, right? Reactionaries. Because really, it's nothing that they're doing is based even remotely on science. And the fact that people are still trying to parrot that narrative, although I see the narrative is definitely being tamped down. Because yeah, come on, the curtains have been pulled wide back. I mean, I think most people at this point in time see the state and those who represent the state for what it truly is. And it's ugly as fuck. And these people are nowhere near as competent, right? Or as informed, or definitely not as benevolent as some people might have suspected. And that's the one good thing I will say about this whole COVID-19 and the reaction from big government is it's done, all this shit's done a much better job of creating more libertarians in Canada. I've ever done in that regard. But let me get, like I said, let me share this here real quick. Oh, there it is. I already got it posted up. So as you can see, so this is on my Facebook page, my Canadian Libertarian Facebook page. And by the way, if you haven't already, like that stuff, right? Where are we at there now? I haven't actually looked at it in a while. Oh, actually, it's grown by quite a bit. I was 22 something, 22 and change. And it's at 23.19 now. So it's actually growing pretty good. So thanks for all you folks that are helping me to grow my channel. So 23, and there's 2468. So almost 2,500 people now that are actually following it. And as you can see, right underneath that, you can always find the direct link to my YouTube channel. You can always message me right down here. And yes, I typically reply within a few hours. I'm good like that. And yeah, I'm always open. I'm like your typical downtown hoe. Always open. Just kidding. Or typical hoe. I'm like the legs of a typical hoe, right? I'm sorry, I should have said that better. I'm like the legs of a typical hoe. I'm always open. Just kidding, folks. Just kidding. Don't get offended. Nah, you guys aren't going to get offended. People that come to this channel don't get offended easy. And thank goodness. Thank goodness for that. Anyway, so here you see. So this I posted yesterday at 9:22 a.m. And yeah, I had to make sure to go find that article. And I had the article that was already the new article. And I had to go find the old article. And I had to do the whole, screen capturing and cutting and clipping and all that stuff. But here it is, folks. Like, this is just so wild, right? Check this out. Check this out. So this right here. This is a screen capture of a headline article from CTV News. And I know this is really, really small, but I put it up here. That's why, because you can see. But if you got better eyes than I do, you can see. Actually, I couldn't even kind of make that out. So if I can make it out, you folks can too. But as you can see, so it's January 17, but 2020. Right? Obviously, we're not January 17 yet in 2021, but you're talking about basically a year ago. A year ago, folks. And really early on, right? In January. And yeah, if you actually read this article, I think the first paragraph, the funniest part about this, let me just say this real quick, is how they actually point out how the U.S. under Trump actually started screening really fucking early on, right? And of course, the media and all these shit disturbers that's part of the establishment, they were like, oh, Trump's racist. He's a, what do you call it if you're Asian, not homophobe or Islamophobe. They get, xenophobe. Oh, Trump's a xenophobe. He's so racist because he wants to stop flights coming from China where the actual virus originated. But it turns out that actually was really wise, right? Trump's like, nope, we're going to shut down international travel. We're going to screen people. We're going to make sure they have to be tested and stuff, right? Of course, the insiders of the state, the bureaucratic state, they overrided him. You know, a bunch of activist judges override him every time he tried. But at the very least, we know that Trump tried. I mean, it's right there. I mean, CTV, and like I say, click on the article because all this stuff will be in the description below, obviously. But click on it, you'll see it. Trump, at least he tried down there. He tried to prevent this spread because he's seen what was happening. Hey, if it's coming from China, maybe we should stop international travelers for China for a while, or at the very least, if we're not going to stop them, right? If that's deemed unconstitutional, should we at least screen them in some way, make sure that people aren't bringing these viruses into our country? Right? I don't know. Once again, not picking one side or the other when you talk about this stuff, because this is the kind of stuff that's way outside of my pay grade in terms of, right? But I will at least point out the fact that the people that have made these decisions have proven to be completely out of touch with reality and seem to be antithetical to doing the right thing at the right time. So, but is it because they're incompetent or the fuck? Part of me at this point in time, and once again, I don't wear a tinfoil hat. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But part of me at certain times thinks, it could be coincidence. It could be incompetence. It could be just abstract failure, which, I mean, these are people who work for government. So I would usually err on the side of the fact that it's just a function of where they work, the function of what the entity that they are employed by, right? Accountability, right? Personal responsibility, hell no. That all exists if you're a functionary or an agent of the state. So that's the side I would probably tend to lean on. But I also recognize that killing off a lot of old people these days, especially with all these unfunded liabilities and entitlements that you need to be paid for, right? Now that the boomers are going to be joining their silent and the greatest generation and have that huge cohort of multiple generations all in these long-term care facilities and senior homes and on pensions and, you know, government subsidized health, universal health care and all that stuff. I just got to admit, it really works out to be quite the benefit for the central planners or those who are part of government, right? In terms of killing off the old people these days. It's like, whoo! That's going to save them a whole lot of money, right? Billions and billions, not just 15% like Geico, right? But you could save billions and billions by just killing off a substantial portion of your elderly or aged population. Right? But anyways, like I say, so this was back in January 17th, 2020. Canadian airports aren't, and that's with a apostrophe T, are not screening travelers from China for new coronavirus. So back then, back when it would, if you were going to do it, I mean, if you're going to do it, once again, not a suggestion you should have or shouldn't have, right? I'm not a central planner, never played one on TV, right? But I mean, if you're going to, probably would be a good idea to do it before the virus or all these people start landing in your country with the virus, right? Probably a good idea. Rather than waiting a year fucking later to do it, which is what happened in Canada. So that's going to take me to this new article. So you folks must have already seen this already. And this one is from December 31st, 2020, basically almost a full year after the fact, right? Now all travelers will have to be tested for COVID-19 and show a negative result before entering Canada, before getting on that flight. So, oh, you racist. Well, it's okay to be a racist a year after and way after, like, what, hundreds of thousands of Americans and, you know, what, 15,000 Canadians and however many other this, that. That's just like, oh, now we're going to do it. It's like, oh, like I said in my post the other day when I first started sharing this stuff, this is basically a kid to closing the barn doors after the horses have escaped. And not just like shortly after they escape, but like they've been escaped, they haven't come back, and like what, 4 full seasons have gone by, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go close that barn door now. All right, cool, probably good that you did close that doors, you know, like, you know, they have the tendency to be open or closed, but if you're not using them, closed, probably a good thing, right? But a year after the fact, right? The horses are not gone. Some of them are celebrating a whole new year or a whole birthday. Anyways, like I say, this is just so fucking insane. But yeah, so new COVID-19 testing rules for travelers to Canada to begin January 7th. And yeah, that's in 2021, right? Not 2020, but 2021. So basically a full fucking year, right? Well, 10 days shy. 355 instead of 365. 355, good number. 350 with the 30 a 0.30 overbore is a 355. That's just me doing my engine building kind of thing popping out of me here. But it's like, yeah, a year later, folks. So do you really trust your benevolent overlords or these experts? Are they really experts? I would ask, right? And if these are experts, then I don't know if I really want to trust experts. And that's, I kind of joke about that, and I am joking about that, but think about the scary precedent it is when these people are being told that they're the experts, and most people that are at least sensible or thinking critically, the reasonable people among us, the critical thinkers, like, well, these experts are idiots, losers, or a bunch of liars. So it's almost as if the media is desperate in trying to make sure that we don't ever perceive any of these people in any of these institutions as anyone that's trustworthy. Do they see a writing on the wall that things are changing, and they see that maybe their opponents might gain power in these institutions and they don't want you to trust them? I don't know. That's just me thinking out loud. Either way, it's some pretty crazy stuff, no matter how you look at it. But yeah, so I definitely wanted to share that. Let's see who else has joined the stream. I work in the biofuel industry now. Oh, biofuel industry. This is a long weekend, so I'm chilling. Biofuel industry. Really? Biofuel industry. Cool. I did not know that. But that's cool. That's cool and all. That's just me trying to think about this stuff. Do you hear the old hamster wheel? Old hamster wheel's just a spinning, I got though. Just a spinning. It's all BS. The government and MSM are lying to the people. Of course they are. Science doesn't support massive lockdowns as making a difference. And that's 100% true. But how dare you say that? If you said that, and you know this, right? Sacred shaman, you know this, and that's a sad fucking reality though. But if you wouldn't tell this stuff to most of the people in society today, they're going to look at you as the crazy one. That's the fucking insanity of it all, folks. Is the propagandists among us. Man, they've built up a lot of power of influence to the point where even if you tell people 2 + 2 is 4, there's a tremendous amount of them out there who's going to say 2 + 2 is 5 because their thought leaders have told them as such, right? That's a scary proposition, man. That's a scary proposition indeed. King County, what's going on? They overplayed their hand. They did, but they're still seemingly they might still be able to control that kind of damage. I don't know. Like I say, social media is complete. Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. But you can't say all social media. Hey, hashtag not all. Right? So King County, I would agree with you. But listen, just like I've said before, and if you're new to the channel, thank you very much for joining us. And I'll just mention you now. Some of these dominant players in the social media realm, for sure, they become corrupted because the people who started them, the libertarians, the Silicon Valley libertarians that started these initiatives to be the disruptors against the status quo of the establishment, well, they want to become your new establishment. And the founders, like I say, the original libertarians who started all these things, they're gone. They no longer exist as the CEOs or the movers or shakers in these organizations. The only one left, basically, is, well, Mark Zuckerberg. But once again, he's still the guy. He's still the CEO. But once you go public with anything, you have a board of directors, you have investors. There's just too many people that you got to cater to. So you don't have true sovereignty over your platform once you're on a publicly traded company. So this is the problem. But there are still alternative outlets out there where we have completely unfettered access and freedom of speech that's 100% respected. And I'll just tell you them now. Minds.com, Gab.com, ThinkSpot.com, Locals.com. And yes, you can always find me at any of these platforms. Just type in Canadian Libertarian and you'll see that I'm on all of these platforms. And for good reason, because I don't have to worry about them taking down my information. I still use these dominant platforms because, like I say, this is like the big public square. This is where most people are at. That's why I continue to use these established platforms. But hey, if they ever decide they want to shut down what I got to say and silence me entirely, it's okay. I've got redundancy built in, right? But I'm going to stay over here on these main dominant platforms as long as I possibly can, because I'm going to show them. I'm going to send them a real clear message. Try as much as you may. Just like many other people in my life that have tried to fuck with me, take me down, take me out, or destroy my ambitions or my goals. I'm just going to show you, like I say, even these massive multi-billion-dollar platforms, I'm going to show them, I'm going to give them a little real-life human experiment of what it is to fuck with people like myself. Try as you may. You can't do it. Well, you can try, and you'll cause some minor hardships for me and a little bit here, a little bit there. But I'm smarter than the average bear. You leave me just how wide is my shoulders? You leave me just enough room to squeeze in through there, to squeeze by your restrictions, your policies, and all your rules, and I'll get in there. I'll get in there somehow, some way, and I'll be here. I still am here. I'm here, even though they've tried everything. For those of us who are part and parcel of the liberty movement, who just plain ass care about freedom and liberty, they've tried everything to bully, intimidate, and silence and suppress us. That's worked for a lot of people, especially the ones that want to stick their head out, the highest, right? It's like, oh, look, nice, easy target there. Boom, Alex Jones, right? And all those types, Stefan Molyneux and stuff, right? I'm not Stefan Molyneux, and I'm not Alex Jones. I'm fucking Bennett Hunter. I do things my way. And whether you like it or not, like I say, most of the times the way I do things, the reason why I continue to do things the way I typically do things is because it's usually worked out to be extremely beneficial and wise and prudent on my behalf. Not to toot my own horn or pat myself on the back, although I literally am right now. But no, I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to do what I do. And they're not going to, well, like I say, there might come a day when I might be completely removed from these platforms. But once again, even when that day does come, it's to be like, a little too late now, fuckers. But anyways, whatever. Moving on. We know that people won't do any research if it challenges their beliefs, even if you give them links on the internet and solid sources. I stopped trying to convince people that this is, it's probably wise. Leave that up to people like myself that are massively persistent. I get it. No, I totally get it, Gato. It is. Listen, there are plenty of days, as you must know, where I think of it. Why don't I just toss my hands up in the air? But for one, I'm not a fucking quitter. That's a big thing. And for two, fuck, do I ever love me a good challenge. Like I say, I contributed to all this stuff, but I don't know, all these external factors that have placed me in the position today where I'm so competitively driven and ambitious. However I got here, I say, I don't know. Maybe someday I'll write a book about it. But it's not something that's going to, fall by the wayside or leave me anytime soon. That's the thing. Is like, I don't know. The people who are my opponents, you got to realize, just like I had a guy who was on my, hey, shout out to him. What was his name? Oh, Samuel Clark. Hey, if you get a chance to watch this stream, Samuel Clark, no offense there, buddy, but you're on my channel. And like, I told you aren't going to outlast me. How dare you even think or suggest you are? It's like, and I proved once again, right? Listen, you got to know my resolve. If you know my resolve, then the people who know my resolve and how far I'm willing to go to show that I don't back down from fucking nothing. It's like, okay, I don't know. The people that know that, like, you try as you might. The only thing that's going to stop me, really the only thing, and this will stop me. If you want to stop me from doing anything, there is a way it can be done. It's like, I am fallible and like I am mortal. I do believe it is easy. You just put a fucking bullet right between my fucking eyeballs, blow my brains out of the back of my head, and then you don't ever have to listen to Bennett Hunter ever ramble on about anything ever again. And I'm sure there are people out there that would probably like to do that, right? Probably maybe circle jerk at me with a bunch of their buddies. These authoritarian globalists like, I'd like to take men and ass. Okay, but until you've garnered that courage and have done enough training that you're that well of a marksman, that good with your marksmanship, right? I'm still going to be rambling on. So I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Only positive thing is people are waking up to the lies. Yes, some are, but not all. Hashtag not all. Good evening from, hey, what's going on? Line in the sand, Namibia. Happy New Year, all. You know, line in the sand, Namibia. I believe is Namibia line in the sand. Is that like a desert? Because if that's the case, you better be careful that someone in these government positions don't start taking over the deserts. Because the minute they do, you're going to run out of fucking sand. It's in short order, right? I know that's an old one, Bennett. That's an old one. But yeah, good evening to you, fine sir or lady, whoever you are. Happy New Year all. Hey, even if you're Z or a Zer, right? As long as you don't demand or try to force me, I'll reference you however you want to be referenced. Let them get what's coming. Right? Some people will, some won't. It is the way of the world. It is the way. I've been enjoying that Mandalorian series. To be honest with you, okay, I'll admit it. I like the Mandalorian series. God damn it, I like it. I didn't think I'd like a whole lot of the new Star Wars stuff, but I'm kind of really liking the Mandalorian series. I will say I'm enjoying it. Yeah, how can Trump be racist against Asian? The left is now pushing the narrative that Asians are white. They can't have it both ways. I know. Actually, talk about the racist thing. Let me just bring something up for you folks. I was listening to this. I actually played it for my son here a little bit earlier, just to show him, because we have to, especially for the younger, like our kids and stuff. We gotta help educate and inform these. I mean, my son's much wiser than most, anyways. But damn, the shit they're talking about these days. I'm gonna have to flip over my switch. Oh, that's another thing, folks. I had such a major issue with my computer, my Windows. Let me just say this real quick. Microsoft, fuck off with your goddamn shit and your updates, and you're taking over my computer. I paid for this shit. It's mine. Once I paid for it, it's mine, motherfucker. You should not have any control. And that's the problem. And take it from someone, a Gen Xer that's been into computers basically since computers have existed, right? I go all the way back to the Commodore VIC-20. So hello. Yeah. And all the way from Windows 95 onward, I've watched that slow progressive, that death by 1,000 cuts. Back in Windows 95, no updates, no feed. Everything was end user, completely controlled that. Do you want to allow this? Right? It was all end user. I had complete unfettered control of my computer because, well, as the way it should be. And the software, because I paid for it. I'm the end user. The agreement is, yeah, I buy the shit. I read how it's supposed to function, and that's the agreement that I come to, and then I agree to it voluntarily, and then it's mine. Leave me the fuck alone. Now what we're seeing is these big tech fucking dipshits. This is the corrupting power, or the corrupting nature of power. You know, your typical, your Steve Jobs, right? Your fucking Bill Gates, these people that were disruptors to the old establishment. Yeah, they were trying to disrupt, and they did a great job earlier on, which is why, like I say, early on, the internet and these social media platforms, or the software that we use to navigate the internet, was mostly all about freedom, mostly like predominantly done in the libertarian type manner. Freedom and liberty. Sovereignty was the emphasis placed on all these platforms and all these media organizations or all these coders. Is everyone, and remember, don't be evil. It was always about, right, giving people the tools that they needed and give them the freedom to do it however they wanted to, right? Now we're to the point where, yeah, my fucking Windows 10 updates. I can't stop the update. I can postpone it, but it's going to happen one way. So it's like, well, I better do it. What it is I postpone it till that night because I don't want it to be updating while I'm fucking doing something. So it's using up all of my resources on my computer. So it updated and it completely reset my drivers for my microphone, my webcam. Everything was fucked up. I recorded 3 videos the other day, and I'm probably still going to upload them. And sorry, I'll just let you know right now, the audio quality is not so great because it totally fucked everything up, and it ended up pulling the audio from my webcam and using the microphone that's built in the webcam rather than this one. So it not sounding the greatest. The picture quality wasn't as bad. I did kind of see how I can fix that up post production kind of deal, right? But what a pain in the ass, the fact that I had to go and I had to re-download new drivers and everything to get, but I'm back, I think. So today, hopefully everything's working out. And as actually, we should have mentioned this real early on. For anyone on the other side of this, can you tell me, is everything looking good and sounding good? Because hopefully my setup is back to being pretty much normal. Because yeah, that was quite frustrating. Quite frustrating. Oh yeah, right. Let me get back here though. What I was trying to say. Sorry, I get on a bit of a rambling kick there. Oh yeah, right. This right. Kind of forgot where I was going there for a second there, folks. So yeah, let me share this real quick. Or next, yeah, I'll share the actual screen too, but I'll play it as well. And this one says the Sunday Magazine. What? There it is. I think this is it right here, right? Yep, that's the one. That's the one. So listen to this, folks. I'm going to play this little bit here for you. Because this is some crazy ass stuff. Okay. Try to remember to flip that switch back. I wish that was easy to remember. Okay, here we go. Looks good now. Are we in a good spot?
Certainly your child as either vulnerable or dangerous. And all of us, I think, prefer to think of ourselves as vulnerable, and definitely to think of our children as vulnerable. It's very difficult for many people to conceive of themselves as potentially dangerous to other people, and more so to be willing to accept some risk to him through vaccination, be a vector for
unknowingly someone else, if I should be carrying it.
Where you go, who you mix with. We're now understanding that every time we make what we would consider a personal choice, we're also making a choice for other people.
That's the thing, isn't it? I've had so many conversations with people about, I'm nervous about getting COVID-19 for myself. But what scares me even more is infecting unknowingly someone else, if I should be carrying it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's actually, for me, in my own way of thinking, that's the most compelling argument for vaccination. I don't want my child's body to ever be a vector for transmission to another child who might.
So you hear that? I don't want my child's body to be a vector of transmission that may harm some other child. Think about what this fucking, first of all, let me just say, thank you that this bitch ate my mother, although don't even get me, but it's like, holy fuck, right? Although this does resonate with me. Oh, I gotta tell you, I could be in a therapy session right now, just dealing with this stuff. Anyways, move along, right? But I don't want my child to be a vector. So her child she doesn't just think that even if let's say her child, she's not just visualizing her child contacting or contracting COVID herself, but if her child did, that it turns her child basically into what? Like a weapon. And yeah, I'm not using that word hyperbolically. Trust me, I've listened to this article already, and you're going to hear that from one of these fucking ladies here, whether it's the interview or interviewee, using the same kind of language. But basically, yeah, this is what they're doing, folks. Sacrifice yourself or your child, right, for the greater good. No, don't have any self-confidence. Don't respect yourself, right? Don't have any redeeming qualities that think that you're a good person and you deserve to live and that you're not a disease-ridden fucking skin bag or sack of fluids, right? It's like, wow, that's how they do it, folks. And I'll tell you, that is one thing I will say. It's psychological in nature. Is if you have anyone in your life that's constantly trying to keep you down psychologically, where you think that you're worth nothing or you're meaningless or you're a nobody, chances are most of the time, or the people that are doing that to you are doing that for fucking malevolent reasons. Right? They want to keep you under their thumb. And that's what they do, because they realize that humans, we're weird that way, I guess. Like we're really susceptible to having our egos fucking not just squashed, but destroyed to the point where we can be led around like little puppets if you have no self-confidence or self-esteem whatsoever. And that's what they're trying to do, right? But like I say, listen.
Might potentially be even more vulnerable than he is. I feel very strongly about that. And I'm willing to accept some risk to him through vaccination in order to prevent the possibility.
I'm willing to accept some risk for him. Oh, really? How kind of you to accept risk on his behalf. But if there's a risk, if there's any harm that's going to come to your son, your own flesh and blood, right? Holy fuck, you actually had to spread your legs, or whether you did it, I don't know, maybe she had a C-section. But she's willing to sacrifice her own fucking oh man, like I say, this stuff is fucking unbelievably disturbing to hear that like I say, and this is just one of many, not just women, although I'd say a lot of them today, especially these mothers. I don't know who's fucking with the women these days. Who are turning women into these fucking sociopaths? I have no idea, because I don't think they've ever existed like that. And lots of exceptions, outliers, but not all women. Hashtag blah blah. But this sounds some really fucked up stuff to me.
Of him passing disease to another person.
It's so
But basically, she's like, because we've even heard that people have become. Now it's rare, of course, it's fucking rare. But she admitted earlier on people who are even more vulnerable than he is. So she's basically saying that her kid might be in a position where a vaccine might potentially cause harm to him, because she's saying kids in even worse vulnerable situations than him. So she's suggesting that her child is even vulnerable, but she's willing to give her child a vaccine, right? Even if it may come with potential harms and complications that might be detrimental to this young child for the course of their entire life. Why? For the greater good. For someone else that she didn't give birth to. She doesn't know them from hole in the ground, because she's just using it as an arbitrary statement. She's not pointing to an individual, is she? She's just saying for basically anyone. Could be the child who fucking, tortures animals, or it could be a child that beats up, bullies her, or picks on her. Basically, she's making a blanket statement that she's willing to sacrifice her child. And she didn't offer any disclaimers or exceptions, right? She basically made a blanket statement. I'm willing to sacrifice my child for the greater good. I say, would you want to be her child? I feel sorry for her fucking child or children if she has multiple of them. That's one thing I will say.
interesting in this time.
This is propaganda, folks.
Every one of us to think
I don't even believe she would actually do that, to be honest with you.
Both vulnerable and potentially dangerous, almost like a weapon.
Almost like a weapon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I thought about that quite a bit when I was writing this book. I think there's a temptation to think of yourself, and certainly your child, as either vulnerable or dangerous. And all of us, I think, prefer to think of ourselves as vulnerable, and definitely to think of our children as vulnerable. It's very difficult for many people to conceive of themselves as potentially dangerous to other people, and more so to conceive of their own children as potentially dangerous to other people. But that's something that, again, is being underscored by the pandemic. We're being forced to reckon with the fact that we are all both. Everyone is both vulnerable and dangerous, potentially, with disease. And what's interesting to me about this politically is that simultaneously to this pandemic in the US, there's a massive movement against police violence and racism in this country. And I think that this movement is demanding and asking that white people understand the ways in which we are dangerous to other people around us. And
wait a minute. Wait. What? Wait. Hold the phone. Somebody back this shit up. Did I just hear this woman say white people? Maybe we got to back that up. I must have misheard it. There's no way that I was hearing that properly, because to use a blanket statement towards an entire demographic of people based not on nothing more than the skin color, well, that would be completely racist. So obviously I fucking heard this wrong. How dare I? Shame on you, Bennett. You know that was, nobody would say such a thing today because we know racism is so, it's so politically incorrect that nobody would dare use a racist statement such as this in 2021. So let me back that up and correct it, right?
There's a massive movement against police violence and racism in this country. And I think that
I agree with
this
you,
movement is demanding and asking that white people understand the ways in which we are dangerous to other people around us. And that's incredibly difficult and challenging for many white people. But we're also being primed for that thinking by the pandemic.
I want you to.
Oh, okay. Well, there now. See, we've been on the wrong track all along, folks. How dare we libertarians are all focused on these things like personal freedom, personal responsibility, autonomy, sovereignty, liberty, mutual respect, freedom of exchange, freedom of movement, voluntary economic exchanges, social policies that actually respects the sovereignty of the individual, right? And acknowledging that the individual is what represents all this, because we're not a collective. None of us are a collective. We're all individuals, right? All these things that we libertarians have been focused on and the liberty aspect, man, we've been on the wrong track the whole time. Really, the biggest problem, the one thing that we need to do in this whole world, if we want to solve all the problems, is we just got to get rid of the white people. There's the problem, folks. White people. Right? Them goddamn people that share the skin color. And yeah, no, don't worry about the minutia or the nuanced differences in terms of, are you talking about an Englishman, a Frenchman, a Scottishman, a German, an Italian, a Greek, a Yugoslavian, a Czechoslovakian, a Russian, I don't know, a Polish person, or no. It's just white. If your skin is white, just accept and own up that you're a terrible, terrible person. You're a terrible human being. And really, if you want to do the best for society, listen, just go off and die somewhere quietly, right? Don't fucking disturb us. At least, just please, just get the hell out of not just our country, but just go 6 feet below at the very least. Or listen, if you don't want to go 6 feet below, then just get cremated. Whatever. Ashes, 6 feet under dirt. You just need to cease to exist as a people or as a color of people, and everything will be okay. Right? Now that's not racist at all. Could you imagine using this kind of language? But replace the word white with, I don't know, not just skin color, but I don't know, religious person, right? Ideology. Just use that kind of blanket statement for whatever. Insert whatever group you want and tell me how that would come across, right? But on CBC, no, not only is it normal, like this lady's, even the interview is not going to go like, what? How dare you? I'm white? How dare you suggest such a thing? No, she's going to completely play along with it, right? Mm-hmm.
To talk about that more, because this is actually
something you talked
about from some earlier works that you had done. Your earlier work was on whiteness and how
whiteness
tend to imagine themselves.
Your early work was on whiteness. Her early work was on whiteness studies. That's right up there at the top upper echelons of our modern post-secondary institutions, right up there with gender studies is wokeness or whiteness, anti-whiteness. But yeah. And they're not just in the education systems these days, right? All these people, just like when Jordan Peterson was pointing at all these fucking dipshits and a lot of others, not just Jordan Peterson, but when they were pointing at, and years ago, many years have come and gone since then, right? At least a couple for Jordan Peterson, but a lot more even long before he even came in. But what we're seeing today is they were worried, these are just young students that are being taught this kind of ridiculousness from a few authoritarian collectivist professors in academia, right? Well, like I say, all these students that are being taught this stuff and, post-secondary education, that's the thing. Everyone stays these days, right? It's like Keynesianism. It's like we're all Keynesians now, and now we're all statists. Well, not all of us. Hashtag not all. Definitely not me, and definitely not most of the people who watch this one. But this is the thing, right? They're all turning toward that one size fits all cult mentality where, no, personal responsibility, your choices that you've made in life, none of that has anything to do with anything. It's just blame Whitey. It's Whitey's fault. Well, who's Whitey? I don't know. Just if they have skin color that's lighter than mine, I guess, right? It's like, well, shit, I guess they won't be able to say, wait till I go back to my construction job in asphalt there this spring. And that's one good thing about me is like, I don't have to worry about it. In the wintertime, in the winter months, I guess, yeah, I'm part of the culpable, right? I'm part of the responsible ones, right? In the summer, though, once I get that good, nice golden, or then it starts to get even darker tan on from working outside, hard work all day, right? It's like, no, I'm all good. In the summer, I'm part of the oppressed class, and now everybody respects me. No, actually, I've never seen that actually work out in real time, in real life, ever. But that's how these people function. Skin color, hashtag. Hashtag skin color matters, apparently, right? Ah, fuck. Anyways, let's listen just a little bit more, just for the hell of it, right?
And you just started talking about it, but continue along that trajectory and tell me what you mean by that.
White people bad.
Yeah, I think and a great many people have made this observation. So it's not just me that white people like to imagine themselves as innocent, blameless, and utterly vulnerable is how many white people imagine themselves. And when you look at the realities of life in this country,
is it only just white people though? Is there no one from any other demographic or skin color or jurisdiction on the entire globe that does any of this stuff? It's just white people. And once again, what the hell is it with white people? What is it with an Irishman, a Scottishman, a German, a Russian, a Slovakian, or I don't know. Where's another? I'm just trying to, an Austrian. What is it with all these people that are separated by thousands and thousands of miles of geography and even culture? Because there's lots of cultural differences. When you're talking about white people, got to remember, remember the French are white, Germans are white, right? If you looked at them, they didn't speak, you'd be like, hey, they look pretty much the same. Meanwhile, Germany and France, remember World War II, right? Remember the occupation? Remember how much fighting? Remember how many millions of people were slaughtered, or hundreds of thousands of people were slaughtered on either side of that? But yet, white people, right? White people. Germans, French, doesn't matter. Now you're not just opponents in any way, although that's the thing. You could break that down individually. I'm sure there were French people who agreed with some of the... But once again, now in this modern world we live in, it's all about collectivization of everything, right? We don't think in singularities or respect individuals no more. It's just we just look at people and use some trait based on their skin color or what's between their legs, and you just use that as a carte blanche excuse to fucking do whatever the hell you want to them, right? Nothing dangerous about that. No, moving on, folks. Nothing to see here.
None of that is true. In fact, white people are very, very dangerous to people of color in ways that have...
Really? So even those times when I was younger, and I'm that kind of guy, I'm not just using this for white people or brown people, but I have stood up for people many times in my life because I was one of those guys that was bullied when I was younger. But as I got older, in my teen years, I became one of those people, and especially after I had my heart operation, and I started growing much quicker, and I started working out and I became the guy who, rather than being bullied, I was the guy who's like, oh, you're being bullied? Let me know. Matter of fact, a lot of people in the building I lived in, or even people in my community, would come to me and say, hey, Bennett, will you defend me against this guy? Because and I'd be the guy. The reason why they came to me, because I was that guy. I remember a little guy, we called him Chili. Like Chili Willy the Penguin, because he's real short, had short legs. And that's what we called him, Chili, for him. But he was picked on by a dude in the community, and he came to me to defend him. And they were both white, actually, so it wasn't a race thing there. But that was kind of how I was. And there were people of even brown and black skin color that, of course, I would defend them as well. right? Because to me, I don't look at people as, it's so weird when I hear these people talk. It's like, stop. Why do you use skin color? Why the fuck do you use skin color to talk about people? It's so fucking ridiculous. It doesn't even, like, for adults, it's like, it sounds so insane. But anyways, but yeah, I'm that kind of guy. So when I hear this kind of stuff, I was like, oh, not only does it piss me off just by the sheer fact that I'm just the kind, and it has nothing to do with it. I don't like to see people oppressed. I don't like to see people bullied. And why? Yes, if you want to get psychological, it might have to do with the fact that I was oppressed and bullied as a kid. But at the same reason, at the other side of the equation, no matter what the reasoning or the behind why, but I am not the kind of guy. But she will include me, right? That's the thing with using these kind of collective statements, is she will easily include me, or if she saw me out on the street, maybe standing up in defiance of government mandates, lockdown, she'd be looking at me as just a typical, what? Oh, he must be one of those white MAGA people or something, or a Trump supporter. Oh, he's definitely a racist. See how he can jump over 1,000 things that actually attribute to who I am as a person, and just gives people an excuse to just hate someone else, right? I can't believe we're even talking about this today. This used to be something where I should have, like 30, 40 years ago, I'd be like, don't do that to people of, different races, like black people. Now I'm having to do it for white people. Like, how fuck is that? Wow. Things are definitely insane, folks. But anyways, yeah, I'm not going to listen to any more of this shit. Let me tie this up. Yeah, I'll place it in the link of the description in the stream. But like I say, listen to the insanity. Listen to how these people talk. And CBC, like I say, these people, a lot of these, I hate to say it, folks, but a lot of these people in CBC, they're either self-loathing, have a lot of issues that they really should be dealing with, rather than fucking being on these media outlets and basically publicly displaying their own fucking psychological disorders. But they need to be figuring this stuff out, because constantly using the bully platform like CBC that forces us Canadians to the tune of over $1 billion a year. This is the most dominant propaganda platform in all of Canada. And to be doing this to the Canadian people, not only is it detrimental towards white people, which I would suggest, but it's detrimental to the people of color as well. So I just don't see how any of this could ever be proven to be beneficial. How do you start a conversation when you suggest that your opponent or anyone that's on the opposing side are all just inherently evil based on their skin color? How do you start a conversation with that as the baseline, right? I don't fucking know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't. The left has been weaponized against freedom. Lots of money from offshore sources to destroy Western way of life. We have to stop this. Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I have no doubt in my mind. But my question would be then, and this is the part that I take massive concern with, and I have a lot of issues with the people, is where are the ones that are supporting us, right? We're seeing these leftists, these lefty activists, these authoritarian collectivists, and their minions. We're seeing they're being supported financially from the George Soros, the open societies of the world. Why the fuck? Why is it that the liberty movement, the people that are part and parcel of it, at least, where's our support? Now, in the U.S., lots and lots of support. If you're an American freedom fighter or a libertarian, critical thinker, you've got lots and tons of support, and kudos, and I'm really glad. I'm really happy for you folks that you do. Well, of course, and it totally makes sense because you're American. Individual freedom, personal responsibility, it's part and parcel. It is the American experience, and it's part of the American psyche. But why in the fuck is it in Canada where we pretend that we're supposed to be the nation of the strong and free, trying to resemble our neighbors to the south in terms of our promotion of freedom and liberty? Where are all the wealthy Canadians, right? We're like these Conrad Blacks and these fucks and these dipshits in the media. Where are you people supporting the true freedom fighters and liberty lovers in this country? Where the hell are you? Because I have never been reached out to by anyone. Obviously, there's not one Canadian in this whole fucking country that's ever reached out to me to say, listen, you know what? I like what you got to say. You're really wise. You're prudent. I like the fact that you have massive amount of courage and conviction, and you seem to be well articulated in your thoughts and your message, and you have a really firm grasp on the philosophy of liberty. What can I do to support you in some way? Because I recognize how important it is, and I've never had that yet. Never had that yet. I've had some good, fine folks like your G Riches or I could name names. There are lots of people that have offered to donate $10, $20, $30. Do a super chat and I love all you good, fine folks out there that do it. But you're just what I perceive. You're just fellow folks, fellow travelers like myself that don't have much to offer, right? And it's like we're just trying our best, and I get it, and we are. But where are the people? Because there are people that are really, really wealthy. But obviously what it's showing is the state is so dominant, such a powerful influence in our life that apparently, unless someone else wants to step outside of their comfort zone and prove me otherwise, apparently all the people in this country, or at least until someone proves me otherwise, have gotten rich by yielding to the state or by aligning with the state. Because if you got yourself rich or wealthy independently of the state, well, then you should be willing to support those who are trying to do the same. So what this tells me today is Americans support each other because there's a lot of libertarians in America, and a lot of them, they're all about the free market and freedom and liberty. Why we're not seeing that replicated or duplicated in Canada is because, no, most of the people, or I would say the overwhelming majority of the people who have gained wealth and become independently successful in terms of their economic prosperity in Canada, they gained that position, they gained their wealth by cozying up to big government. So what do they have on offer, right? They're not going to support you because that's not how they gain their wealth, and they're sure as shit not going to want to be a walking, talking contradiction, right? But that's a really sad story and a sad reality in this country that we currently live in. Anyways, let me get back into the chat here, folks. And thanks for all you folks that did join. I see I'm at 28 there now. It's nice to see quite a few people have joined the stream. Really appreciate it, folks. I know I'm not going to see hundreds of viewers, although it'd be nice. Thousands would be nice. But hey, at least if I can see there's at least just double-digit viewers, I'll keep going. If I get to the point where it's only single digits, I shouldn't have telecast that because now they're going to find a way to try. Anyways, okay. BB. Hey, BB. Hey, how's it going over in Israel? I hear you're doing a really good job over there with your vaccine rollout, BB. Just kidding. Hey, bud. Glad to see you up and running again. I've always been. It's so weird when you see this stuff. And when I watch like Molyneux videos or other people videos where it's and you hear other people say this, but I've been here all along. I didn't go anywhere, but I get it. Listen, I'm not going to blame you. Trust me, man. I don't know. Oh, I shouldn't, I guess, but I don't know you people personally. That's the thing. If I don't know you personally, it's I could try my best to gauge and measure, but I don't know. It's a crapshoot at the end of the day, but I didn't stop. I really didn't. If you go back to my channel, I stopped doing regular video uploads, but I still kept streaming. I still kept posting. I still kept doing. I haven't stopped. I really, really haven't. But anyways, nice to see you back. It's always good to see more people that are joining the stream. Anyways, okay, let's get back up here. Oh, I see Trish is in the stream. Nice to see Trish down here. Nice. Actually, I'm always really happy to see some of the folks that. But you know what? That's the crazy thing. It seems like it's just the same bunch, right? There's a few new ones. There's a few new ones. But damn, it seems most of us we're just the same dudes, right? Same dudes and dudesses, time and time again, and we're not gaining any new recruits, right? Okay, here we go. I see people here outside by themselves wearing masks, driving cars wearing masks. I know the driver yourself by the wearing the mask, that's some weird shit, man. And I don't, hey, what's going on, Cody? How you doing, my friend? But I don't usually like to just make fun of people, but like, come on, that is so weird. You're in a car by yourself. What the fuck do you think? I don't know. It's weird, man. But imagine trying to stop one of these people and ask them, why are you doing that? They'd get all up. We've been not talking to each other anymore. Social media apparently does not. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm trying to. I see you guys are talking back and forth. Oh, there we go. Trish, morning, afternoon, and early evening to y'all. Are you in multiple time zones at once, Trish? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, thanks. Really appreciate you joining the stream. Lead Now has thousands of people. Oh, yeah, I haven't actually checked to see if Lead Now has been putting out a bunch of crap. I'm on their email list. They're about to do a push. Although I haven't seen anything on my email. Maybe they got rid of me. Maybe someone ratted me out the fact that I was on their email list and I no longer get their information. They're about to do a push to all MPs and True Dope. They plan thousands of emails and phone solicitations. Oh, so you're still getting glad to see you're still on the mailing list there, Trish. Because yeah, like you say, you gotta learn what your opponents are up to, right? And if you're not, then damn, that's not wise of you. Ignorance, I guess to some people it's bliss, but it can also be detrimental. Oh, cool. I'm retired now, but I was a registered nurse. I worked emergency in Detroit for 20 years. Right on. Cool. That's nice to know there, Sacred Shaman. And thank you for your service in terms of helping people out. I really appreciate that. And I'm sure the people of Detroit do as well. Someone sending me $300 a few months ago would be 1,050 shekels. Now it's 950. The difference equal to about half day's pay out here in Israel. Oh, right on. King County, right on. You're out in Israel. Nice. Awesome. Hey, I hear that you guys are you folks over there in Israel. As a matter of fact, if you're over in Israel, maybe if you're interested, and if you do hear this comment or this reply, reach out to me because I'm really interested to hear, because I hear that the whole vaccine rollout, Israel is like basically number one right now in terms of the vaccine rollout and all that stuff. And of course, there's lots of propaganda being espoused in terms of how this rollout's being done, and basically trying to propagandize people into falling in line or getting in line with this stuff. But I'd definitely be interested to hear from someone that actually lives in Israel, in terms of not just the rollout, but like some of your thoughts, whether it's political, philosophical, ethical, all these things in nature. So like I said, King County, if you don't mind, or if you're interested in any way, and if you're not, I get it, I totally understand. But like I said, I would love to hear what you have to say in terms of not just Israel, but even in terms of this whole conversation and how this is all playing out. Anyways, like I said, I love actively engaging with people in terms of dialogue as it pertains to some of these social or economic issues. AB Free, what's up, my friend? Happy New Year, Liberty Defenders and Sheep Maskers. Yeah, happy New Year, you sheep maskers. Wow. Yeah, we can't hate on all the sheep, all right? Some of them are just trying to get through. They're just trying to get by, and they just don't want to rock the boat. It's just leave me alone. Maybe they've had a lot of hardships in their own life, and they're like, man, I'm up to here and I just don't need any more, right? So it's a thing. Unless you know a person so extensively that you know their history, we really do got to stop, fucking with people on a regular basis. Well, not me. I try not to. I'm one of those people. I'm a live, let live kind of guy. And I'm sure most of you folks are, but I do recognize that there's some people who are going through some hard times these days, and even people who vehemently disagree with our stance or position as it pertains to the mask mandates or the lockdowns and stuff. But really, I just want to talk to these people. Can we at least talk? Because that's how usually most people sort through their problems and their issues, is we got to talk about it. Right? If we're not wanting to talk about it, well, I don't know. I don't know what's up. You know, right? So we're not playing. If you're not talking about it, it's a zero-sum game where you're just setting up like a divide where it's like team A and team B. It's like everyone that you either agree with us or you're against us, right? It's like, well, no, but what about the people in the middle? Fuck them. It's like they're forcing everyone into tribalism. Team A or team B. I say, I'd love to be that guy over here. And it's like, oh, how will you guys? Hey, let me get one of you. Hey, you from over that side, you come here, right? Like Family Feud. Come on up here. Hey, you over there, come here. Okay, you sit the fuck here. You sit the fuck here. Now, what's your problem? Look, hey, you put out your grievances and you listen to them. Respect what the man's got to say, right? Then you relate or you respond and you get and do the same. Like I say, it's almost like we got to treat society as if like they're a bunch of fucking children. Well, basically, that's how they're acting these days, right? Like they're a bunch of adolescents. It's like, can we just sit down and talk about it, right? Not looking for a group hug yet, but can we at least sit down and talk about it? And if you're unwilling to sit down and talk about it, you're the fucking problem. You are literally the problem. If you just like I say, I'm willing to sit down and talk to you. Hey, you a commie? I'll talk to you. You a fascist? I'll talk to you. You a socialist? I'll talk to you. You a statist? I'll talk to anybody. But are they willing to talk to me? That's really what it is. Communication requires that it's a two-way street. It's right. And if one side is unwilling to talk, well, what do you do at the end of the day? If you can't talk about it, and because of big government and mandates, you can't run away from it because it's going to follow you everywhere you go. What the hell do you have left to deal with your opponents, right? If you can't talk about them and you can't escape their oppression, well, the only thing you have left is to fight, right? Is that what these people are doing? Are they itching for a fight? And if they are, well, have you looked at the people you're looking to fight against? Because apparently you haven't. Because your opponents proverbially or even genuinely physically are like a foot taller than you and probably about a foot wider than you. Muscles, they have probably more muscles in one arm than you have in your entire body. So are you really wanting to go toe to toe with these people? Might be wise to maybe have a conversation, right? Try it out. Might work to your benefit or your advantage, or at least mutually beneficial. Sacred Shaman. By the way, I'm Canadian. I commute to work from Windsor. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, wait a minute. I thought you were. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I commuted to work from Windsor. I am Canadian. I commute to work from Windsor. Oh, that's the Detroit. Okay, yeah, because Windsor. Yeah, just trust me as a truck driver. Yeah, right across the bridge. What's that called again? That big bridge that goes up and over. Anyways, whatever. But yeah, I've been across that bridge. Something Peace. No, that's the Buffalo. Anyways, forget about all that stuff. It's been a while. But yeah, cool. Nice to hear that. Thanks, Sacred Shaman. Yeah, Trudeau. Well, he's going to at least subsidize them quite heavily, quite rarely, and that's the other thing. I'd be all willing. When I was younger, that's the other thing. Let me just say this real quick. Glad that you brought that up, Trish. I remember as a kid, and you know what? When I was a kid, I didn't even mind doing the UNICEF thing, right? Go out and collect money, even though it was something they demanded that you do in school. You actually had to, but I didn't mind because, we're helping these people, and when you go door to door and help, it's I didn't mind. Of course, I like helping people, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to help other people, but not if you forced me to do it, right? Can we stop with the fucking trying to force fucking charity? Because forced charity it's just a waste, right? It's not beneficial to anyone, even the recipients. If it's forced charity, well, especially if they learned how they got it. Maybe the recipient. I guess if you're a beneficiary of charity, I guess it might benefit you no matter how or what the result was and how you garnered or gained it. But like I say, charity, it has to be something that we want to do. And the only reason why anyone wants to be charitable is because you feel the need and the desire to fill a void or to fill a gap. Well, when you have big government and all these huge multinational conglomerations that pretend that they're the ones that's going to do all the charities, that just basically, it gives everyone an excuse to never to be charitable, right? So Come on, come on. Anyways, but yeah, forcing Canadians to pay for to subsidize vaccinating people all around the world. That's not right. That's not right. Ask them. And the ones that have the means at their disposal to help, I'm sure they will, or at least a portion of them will, and just be very thankful that they will, right? Can you just be thankful that people will willingly volunteer to offer up a substantial portion of their income to help other people? Can't you just be thankful for that? Nope, not Central Planners. Happy New Year, AB. We're in a therapy session being here. It could be. Sometimes I feel like that, Michael. Hey, nice to see you actually in the chat there, Michael Griffin. I haven't seen you in a while there, my friend, but glad to see you're back. But yeah, it does seem like that, doesn't it? Maybe I should have been a therapist. No, just kidding. Just kidding. You couldn't be a therapist without having to be heavily regulated, dictated, and controlled by the state. That's the reason why I function. Even truck drivers. I get sick of even truck driving because of all the fucking ridiculous reg. You know, there's so many occupations that, I mean, of course, rules are important, but the way the government fucking regulates industry these days, it's so detrimental in so many ways. But anyways, okay, cool. But yeah, in a way, Michael, in a way, it does seem that way, right? Happy New Year, everyone. Oh, let me get back down. Yeah, okay. So let me get back down. So we did this whole thing. The Canadian airports not screening anybody. Oh, wait. I didn't do that thing about the military guy. And that's on my laptop. Okay, I'll save that for another stream. But I'm just going to give you a little heads up. I have an article that I have on the back burner, and I should have had it ready and set up to reference in this particular stream. But yeah, there's actually military members in Canada who are vehemently against, being part of the COVID-19 response team and speaking out against it. And I just wanted to say kudos and show my respect for those in the military who said, no, I'm not going to follow these goddamn orders. But Danny, like I say, I'll deal with it in a subsequent live stream. What was the other thing I wanted to cover? Oh, this one. No, I'm still listening to that one, actually. There's a bunch of stuff. Air travelers. Dealt with that one. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah, I want to cover this one real quick. Los Angeles Times. So, for you folks, in case you're, like I say, if you don't want to listen to people like myself, which I understand when you talk about medical advice, of course, I don't have any medical background. I do make wise, informed decisions. So it's not like my opinion should be discarded willy-nilly for nothing. But I will say, of course, you need other people's opinions and perspectives before you ever make any informed decision. But I'll just add, when you talk about vaccines, well, the COVID vaccine, well, it's not just the libertarians or the anarchists or the Trump supporters or whatever, or the alt-righters or white nationalists, right? Anti-vaxxers, all the negative connotations used towards people who actually just question some of these things, right? But even people in the very field of healthcare, even professionals in the healthcare field, are quite leery, I said the word, and apprehensive in regards to taking this goddamn vaccine or any of these vaccines that have been rushed. And yeah, I'll admit, even some of the people that have been saying, using the term Operation Warp Speed, yeah, that alone is probably not the best right way to sell that particular construct or the vaccine. But anyways, like I say, let's get to it here. There we go, way back here. So I'll have to get the font a little bigger. Some healthcare workers refuse to take COVID-19 vaccine, even with priority access. So this is from California, obviously Los Angeles Times. By Colin Shelby, Emily Baumgartner, Haley Branson Potts, Alexandra Reyes Velarde, and Jack Dolan. Damn, a lot of contributors to this article, right? Right now, over here shows 2.356 million cases and 26 million deaths, or 26,000. So that's quite a small number, really, if you think about it, right? If you did the math, right? So 10%, 1%, just over 1%. And that's in regard to the cases, not the population, right? In California, I believe their population is higher than Canada's entire population. Yeah, it is. Oh, they got 39 million people down, I think, in California. So if you think about that 26,000 people or the deaths as it pertains to the population, really, really, really low number, right? Anyways, let's get this. So this is December 31st, 2020 is when it was contributed. They are frontline workers with top priority access to the COVID-19 vaccine, but they are refusing to take it. Frontline workers, right? People in the healthcare field, people that are experts or at least knowledgeable in their field. At St. Elizabeth Community Hospital in Tehama County, fewer than half of the 700 hospital workers eligible for the vaccine were willing to take the shot when it was first offered. At Providence Holy Cross Medical Center in Mission Hills, 1 in 5 frontline nurses and doctors have declined the shot. Roughly 20 to 40% of LA County's frontline workers who were offered the vaccine did the same, according to county public health officials. So many frontline workers in Riverside County have refused the vaccine, an estimated 50%, that hospital and public officials met to strategize how best to distribute the unused doses. Public Health Director Kim Sarawatari said. The vaccine doubts swirling among healthcare workers across the country comes as a surprise to researchers who assumed hospital staff would be among the most in tune with the scientific data backing the vaccines. Well, this is the thing, Los Angeles Times. Let me just say to all you folks, nobody trusts any. If you would be honest and forthright and stop politicizing and propagandizing everything that you talk about, then people might trust you. This is the problem. This is the issue. You've burned all the bridges, right? You've gained a tremendous amount of benefits for many, many years, for decades now, by dispelling or espousing lies, bullshit, and rhetoric and propaganda. And it's worked out beneficial for you folks for a tremendous amount of time. But now you're seeing that it's time to pay the piper. It's all, like I say, it's all been building up, right? It's now become a tsunami of your bullshit lies and rhetoric. It's coming back to haunt you, and it's going to run rickshaw all over you. Why? Because you failed so miserably for so long, right? Those short-term gains that you thought you were benefiting by propagandizing and misinforming the people, and it benefited you then. You're like, oh, I'm just going to do it again. Oh, see, in the short term, right? If you look at that through a narrow lens, through a short timeline, oh, it's beneficial. But expand that out to a longer timeline and you see, short benefit, massive negative long-term consequences. Massive. What's the opposite of benefit? Well, I guess just negative consequences, right? Or ramifications. This is what's happening, folks. And people don't trust it, and for good goddamn reasons. Maybe if you would try, maybe if you fucking hacks in the media or the health institutions or establishment, maybe if you fucks, instead of playing politics today because you're opportunist dipshits and authoritarians, maybe if you took that time to be honest and forthright with the people, you would have built up trust and credibility that would be long lasting, right? And it would be fundamentally important to maintain the trust in your position or your so-called authority. But now you fuckers, like I say, you sold yourself out real quick for a buck or for an ideology. Well, now it's about time that you pay the piper and suffer your day of reckoning. The sad part of it all is you folks aren't the ones that's just going to be the one to suffer from this day of reckoning, but countless thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of people are going to suffer as well. Fucking fail so miserably. Anyways, yeah, I'll place a link to this. I'll put this up there too. Let me bring it up closer so I make sure I remember where it's at. Okay. So, anyways, like I say, I'll place this one as well in the description. But if these people want anyone to trust them, well, maybe you should try being a little bit honest. Little honesty goes a long way. There's a reason why the people that pay attention to my stuff trust me, and they will, and they won't quite. Although I don't actually know, I shouldn't say this because I want even the people that trust me. I want you to trust me, but still always question me. Even when you think I'm being 100% honest. Yeah, it's probably wise to at least do a little verifying, because even myself, because that's what I do. There's people that I consume their content all the time, and I really do trust them. I really, really do. But if it's something that's like, I still want to verify, right? And that's good. That's good. Like, even for people like myself, I would always suggest always be proactive and test any hypothesis or premise or opinion or perspective anybody takes. Take one on the chin if you're an influencer or a content creator these days, and just be willing to accept that people should be willing and capable of challenging your rhetoric. And I'm right here with you, folks. Always challenge me. And a matter of fact, if you challenge me, I'll bring you the hell on. You go to the front of the line, or I'll give you top priority, and definitely challenge me, because just like I said when I started this, I love a good challenge. And if I'm proving you wrong, I'm not going to want to fight you over it. If I recognize I'm wrong, it's like, might give me a minute or so, but I'll be like, thank you very much. And now I know better, right? I'll appreciate that, because that now I'm more confident. Now I'm more susceptible to not just being honest, but being conducive with reality rather than rhetoric. That's a very important thing to me. Anyway, so that's the Los Angeles Time one. All kinds of stuff. Maybe there's something else I want to cover. Oh, there was something in this. The year the pandemic changed the world. Damn. I'll have to go back and list that one, because I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long, guys and girls, because there's another one in that one that I wanted to deal with as well. What we got? Oh, yeah. Actually, let me bring this one up. This one came up. Wait a minute. Yeah, it was December 30th. I don't know if I covered this one yet, but I'm just gonna bring it up real quick, because it's like so wrong. Just so wrong, folks. Not just a fine. Fucking jail. Ugh. So yeah, check this one out. Where do we go? Let me bring it over here so I can remember to stick it in the stream. Okay. So as you can see, this one's out of British Columbia. I think I might have covered it in a past stream, but I'm going to cover it in this one as well. Vancouver party host spent Christmas in jail after repeated fines for violating COVID-19 public health orders. What crime did he commit? There is no, that's the thing. When it goes to court, I was like, I can't wait. As a matter of fact, I'd love to be a fly in the wall or a spectator in the court proceedings when this judge, like, what's the criminal act, right? Because especially if you're in jail, you don't have to spend time in jail, right? For monetary infractions, right? No, jail is reserved for criminal infractions, right? That's what jail is for. You're going to stick someone behind a cage or behind bars, steel bars. It better be criminal in nature. But no, just for defying a health mandate or edict, this person went to jail. This is actually one of those examples, folks. This is one of those examples. This needs to be taken to the Supreme Court. Just like my impaired driver charge years ago. I wish I had the money. I wish somebody would reach out to me that had the money or who was a lawyer, because I have the best case. Put it this way. If my case doesn't overturn mandatory minimums in terms of impaired driving in Canada, no case is going to. I have the best case possible. If you're a lawyer that gets a chance to watch my video, reach out to me. Of course, I've got all the disclosure, all the documentation, all the invitation or information that you're needed to challenge and take it all the way to the Supreme Court and completely destroy it. Trust me. Wait till you see it. It's perfect. It'll work so great. But I've yet to get any takers. Not like I'm out there soliciting people, though. That's the thing. So I'm just going to put that out there. If anyone knows a lawyer that's worth anything at all, and knows has a firm or fundamental grasp of not just legalese but liberty and all that stuff, is I got the best case you could ever hope for in terms of destroying and completely eliminate these mandatory minimums, right? In terms of sentencing in this country, because we know how unconstitutional they are, and they've already been overturned in terms of gun case law anyway. So like I say, reach out to me if you need that, and I'm going to keep it. It'll be on hand for a long time. But yeah, so even when you're talking about this stuff, right? Putting someone in jail, this kind of stuff, this person is going to have probably one of the best chances of taking this stuff. If there's someone in the legal profession, people like the Civil Liberties. That's the other thing. Let me put this out there. This Canadian Civil Liberties organization, right? Or whatever, CCLU. And there's the Canadian Constitutional, the CCF, the Canadian. I know you people watch my stuff. I know you follow my channels because I see you liking my stuff. Why are you not reaching out to me? Like I said, I've got all the information you need. And I can't afford to pay a lawyer, but isn't that kind of what you guys do? But don't you take these things pro bono because you care about freedom and liberty? Well, maybe you should reach out to people like me that, like I say, I'm giving you a freebie. Here's a freebie. I'll make your life, your job, and your case so easily and so airtight. Like, I've handed you a gift. All you have to do is reach out and take it. Right? Fuck. Anyways, moving on. Police say they had been receiving complaints about men's parties since September. This reported by Karen Larson, December 30th, 2020. So, somebody was fucking complaining about someone having a party. Like, how many times have we heard this bullshit? Yes, we know there are Karens in Canada. Lots of Karens in Canada. Matter of fact, maybe we should change the spelling of Canada from Canada to Kanada. Because, like I say, Karens seem to dominate the populace these days, or the population. 24-year-old, just a young man, Vancouver man, spent Christmas night in jail after repeatedly hosting parties that violated COVID-19 public health orders. So what did he do? What crime did he commit? He had parties, invited people to his party, and I'm sure all the people that showed to his party, they did so voluntarily and willingly, and I'm sure they all know that there's a virus out there. So what did he do? What did he do wrong? Not a fucking thing. Not a goddamn thing. Other than not respecting the healthcare authority. That's it. And that's all. Anyways, I'm not going to read this fucking piece of shit article. I've done it already. I will, though, place a link to it in the description of the video below. Or the stream below. Anyways, folks, I think I'm probably getting to the point where I'm probably going to tie this stream up today. I really have been enjoying myself. And I hope you folks have been as well. Although that's enjoying yourselves, right? Well, how much fun can you have when the fucking world is one big giant dumpster fire around you? I don't know. But if it is a big giant dumpster fire, if the lid is closed and there's no escape, you might as well fucking have fun. Right? What else you got? All right? Well, you're going to worry about it. You're going to complain. You're going to bitch. You're going to whine. You're going to moan. Maybe you're just going to be burnt up anyways. Like I say, enjoy your last few minutes. Not really, like I say. But I'm not going to let them beat me down. I'll never let them beat me down. And I hope you don't either. Because the minute we've allowed them to beat us down, well, they've won. They have won without ever firing a shot. So, yeah, hey, at least don't roll over that quick, right? I'm not saying that, when they do get the barrel up your head, some of you there might be willing, and maybe you should, right? Say, okay, I submit, right? Don't shoot me, right? I get it. But until that time takes place, until it's literally up against your forehead, at the very least, challenge them in some way, right? Poke them a little bit. It might actually be enough. Like I say, it might be, if we get enough people willing to do this stuff, it might be enough to shift the fear from the authoritarians instilling fear into the people, where the people can still instill some fear into the authoritarians and show who truly has the power at the end of the day. I don't know how quick it's going to happen, but whoa, crap, what the heck? PLN. Holy crap. Oh my God, that's amazing. I have never seen anything like this in my whole life, and I got to say, thank you, Hyper Sane. You folks are so awesomely generous, and I'm definitely going to take every penny. I assure you with 100% certainty that I will take every penny of this $250, although it won't be $250 because YouTube's going to take 30% of that. But I will definitely take everything that is left over from this and use this for nothing but to maintain my channel, my presence, and my ability to speak freely about these topics, because obviously you did that for a reason. And I really, like I say, thank you. Thank you, even Joe, for everything that you folks have done and all the support and all those great messages that you send me. It's fine, amazing, beautiful folks like yourself. And you're kind of getting me a little sensitive here right now, though, because I have never, I got to say, this is the first time I've ever in my life had anything like this has happened to me. I've had some a 50 bucker, and I was like, holy crap. But $250, this is highly impressive. And like I say, I'm humbled by your generosity. And just rest assured that I guarantee you I will use every penny of it for good reason and good purpose. And whatever return I can gain back from it, hopefully that you folks will see a dividend as well. So thank you, Hyper Sane. I got to get this down. I got to get down here. Let me just scroll. Yeah, there we go. Because yeah, I was seeing it. Thank you, Hyper Sane. Dang. This is actually a great way to tie up the stream today, folks, because you don't get any better than that, right? Dang, that's really nice. Really nice. I like that. And I see that even down here, sorry. So Rush Limbaugh, I get that. $84 is too. So I guess, so sorry, it's Polish. So apparently Poland, that's the thing when you're talking about the euro. So Poland's not functioning with the euro because, well, it said $84. So do they use dollars? So for, I do apologize for my currency exchange and my ignorance in terms of that, because you use the term dollars. I'm not sure if Poland, if their currency is a dollar. I thought they were in euros and stuff. But anyways, listen, it doesn't matter to me, even if it's $84 or $250. It's a very generous, and even if it wasn't as generous as $250, it's a generous contribution to the channel. And like I say, no matter what it works out in terms of Canadian dollars, at the end of the day, like I said, doesn't change anything. Every penny that you have donated will definitely go towards contributing to this fight for liberty. And like I say, that's going to be a benefit, not just for me, but for everyone. So it's an endeavor that's going to pay off, not just, like I say, not just for an individual, but for all of us who are fighting for our individual rights, freedoms, and liberties. So thank you very much, Hyper Sane. And thanks to all you other great folks. And let me just check out a few of these other comments. TS billionaires don't become rich by giving their money away either. They use offshore bank accounts and donate to charity for one reason only. Yeah, that's for sure. No doubt about that. 100%. Europe for Europeans. We won't surrender. We don't deserve freedom if we're not willing to die for it. We should value it as much as jihad values Islam. Right here. You're getting me right here, folks. Freedom gets me right in the feels, right? Definitely. Freedom matters. Freedom, folks. I mean, if freedom don't matter as a human being, if freedom don't matter to you, what the hell else does, right? But yeah, thank you. Thanks. I'm sorry, but I'm having flashbacks of the Wiggles here. The Wiggle Jeff who wore purple. Oh, sorry. Yeah, hey, purple. You know what it is I'm not red. I'm not blue. Blue, right? But what happens when you mix red and blue? Purple, right? And libertarians like the color purple. It's just a great color anyways, right? It's just a great color anyways. But I don't know. I know some people don't like the color blue, or purple, but I'm kind of a fan. Let me just read this one as well. Morelli Cassatt. And thanks all you great folks who are contributing there in the chat. Not just in terms of money, right? I'm talking just contributing in terms of what you got to say. Because that's why I love reading these comments from you contributors. Is some of you folks say stuff in even just a few sentences that's so important and so profound. At Trish Farrell, let me get this straight. Indians want to govern themselves and basically exist outside of modern society, but that was to pay for the land. Oh, okay. So it's you folks arguing amongst each other. So I won't get into that per se. Oh, Don Knighthood. Okay, Don, because you or they have decided what the answers cannot be. Me or they. Me or they. It's a problem when you're not staying right on top. Okay, maybe this would help. So the crux of is the perplexity of the questions, not that we simply can't find the answers to, but the questions we dare not ask for anxiety. Hey, anyways, Don Knighthood, if you want to expand on that, like I say, anyone out there, especially if you're in this chat today, or anyone that's out there that pays attention to my content, I'm always willing to bring you on to any live stream, anytime. Reach out to me on any of my social media platforms, and we can get into this stuff. Because when you're talking about a chat, sometimes it's easy to deal with it. Other times it requires a little bit more extensive conversation. But anyways, like I say, just scrolling up here real quick. Okay, I see Dr. Cannabis seems government only listen to violence. Well, government is violence. Government is violence, right? That's what government is. That's the thing that separates. I mean, every position that you've ever had in your life, right? Doctor, lawyer, nurse, construction worker, truck driver. You have no pretense of authority over other human beings that they don't voluntarily give you. It's only government. Government's the only entity, the only mystical entity, the only abstract entity that gives people this pretense of authority that none of us have, because none of us can possess these authorities, which is why statism is a religion, and it's not based on or grounded on reality or objective facts, reasons, or logic. It's a cult, folks, right? If I don't have the ability or the authority, I mean, I have the ability. I could go steal from my neighbor, but I don't have any authority. My neighbor, if I went over to my neighbor and said, I demand you give me, 30% of your paycheck, right? I'd be like, well, fuck you. I'd be like, no, you have to. See, I got a piece of paper here that says that I'm your authority, so you have to. My neighbor would be like, yeah, you can write that on whatever fucking paper or parchment you want, but you're a fucking idiot and get the fuck out of my face, right? But if you say I come from the state, well, then, oh, okay, let me hand that off to you. Don't want to get in trouble, right? That's the power of the indoctrination or the cult of statism. It truly is a religion, folks, in the way that it's all built. And actually, you know what? We should stop using this terminology. Maybe I should stop using this terminology, because maybe religious people get pissed off at me when I keep correlating the state with them. Because one thing I will say, at least about Christians, the modern Christians, post-Enlightenment era, especially in terms of the New Testament, is they don't look to use preemptive force or violence or theft towards anyone. Jesus never said, you give it to me or else, right? No. Jesus was a libertarian, so that's the thing. When we say religion, I don't mean religion in terms of Christianity and all those great values and principles that are part and parcel of Christianity, modern Christianity. I'm talking about cultism, or the kind of religious aspect that prevents people from even thinking critically. That's what I really mean. Maybe we should use the term cult, right? Maybe cult would be a better descriptor or label to use rather than religion. Might be, because it might be more beneficial, so the religious people aren't thinking that I'm trying to insult them in any way. I know, once again, just be thinking out loud, folks. But yeah, government is violence. Government is a monopoly of violence in a geographical area. That's what it is. Anyways, yeah, thanks again once again, folks. And like I say, I'll be looking forward to seeing you folks in my next live stream. And I've got a whole bunch of videos on offer. I did actually, like I said, I did 3 really great videos I'm going to be uploading, and I'll be actually wearing the exact same attire, even though it was 2 different days. It was actually yesterday, but I figured just do the same thing. So at least you can tell them in the same timeline, but you'll notice that the audio isn't as great, but I'm going to do my best with it so it'll sound as good as humanly possible, and at least check it out, because like I say, it's all about the information at the end of the day, and the information that's contained in those 3 videos are it's really, really important. And it's something that I think you really, not just you folks need to hear, but you need to share with other people as well. Anyways, like I say, thanks for all you great, fine folks that joined the stream. And thanks for the generation once again from Eva and Joe. And I want you all out there to make sure you're doing your best to, of course, keep up the fight. But like I say, take the time that's needed and necessary to keep a good, healthy mindset and psychology, and a close semblance of members, whether in your family, your friends, or other people. Keep a nice, close-knit community around you, and keep yourself in a good mindset so that you're not going to be burnt out too quickly, and you're going to be able to carry this fight or carry this torch of liberty for a while yet. Because like I say, the fight is still unfolding, and I think it's going to be ramped up in 2021. So like I say, folks, we'll see you in the next stream. Have yourself a good one. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.